Just ask Bobby, the gorilla behind me. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're responding to Gordon Ramsay cooks a steak for a vegetarian. Oh, this is going to be good. Alright, so we've had a watch of this video, we've cut it up and pulled out some bits that we want to respond to. And just to give you a bit of background information, the woman involved in this video, her name is Hannah. She is a zookeeper and animal nutritionist for about 4 years, and she's been vegetarian for 3.5 years. So we just think this is like a comedy show. We've been laughing all morning watching this. Yeah.
Absolutely. And just a little disclaimer,
It's insane.
typically when we make a response video to a celebrity non-vegan, we're trying to reach that person and help them make an understanding and a connection. However, in this case with Gordon Ramsay, it's a little bit different. He's a classic case of it's difficult to get someone to understand something when their paycheck depends on them not understanding it. And although Gordon could continue as a vegan chef, unfortunately big kale, big broccoli, big potatoes are not going to pay Gordon the same level of money that he's used to receiving from big meat, big dairy and big eggs. So we're going to just have a little bit of fun with this one because Gordon's kind of unreachable. And who we're trying to reach? We're trying to reach our former selves actually.
Yeah, absolutely, because we used to have a Gordon Ramsay cookbook in our kitchen.
Yeah,
I mean,
this was back in our ignorant, hedonistic and apathetic days.
That's right. So talk about, coming full circle. It's quite incredible. All right, so let's have a watch of these clips and yeah, we're going to have a laugh. This is pretty funny.
I've recently got a gluten and dairy intolerance. So every day at work I basically have the same thing. It's either gluten-free pasta with pesto or a baked potato.
So here's the thing, most of us are actually dairy intolerant to certain degrees because once we've been weaned off our mother's breast milk, we actually have no need for milk whatsoever.
Let alone from another species.
Exactly.
We're dairy intolerant because we're not baby cows.
No, and we
Funny
actually
that.
cease to produce lactase, which is the enzyme that digests lactose, the sugar in milk. That's why we all have a little bit of intolerance to varying degrees.
And if you're getting bored with the options available for you at work, then you need to supplement that by bringing some of your own food to work for you to eat at lunch.
Hannah's clearly not getting enough variety in her restricted diet. And I think her main problem is lack of protein.
Of course it is, Gordon, isn't it?
It's 2016 and we're still talking about a lack of protein. I mean, can you facepalm any more in this video?
I know.
It gets worse, trust us. So,
in terms of Hannah's, limited and restrictive diet, it could just simply be a case that Hannah's not very, creative
She
in the
doesn't know what
kitchen.
to cook.
So we highly recommend Hannah and everyone watching check out the YouTube channel, The Vegan Corner, for fantastic vegan recipes.
yeah, there's cheap, lazy vegan.
Exactly.
There are cooking with plants.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
Also the Forks Over Knives website
Yes.
and Dr. McDougall's recipes.
Absolutely. We're going to link a whole heap of resources down below. There is no need to think of a gluten-free and dairy-free diet as restrictive.
Yeah, I mean, we barely eat gluten
No.
and we obviously don't eat dairy because we're vegan.
I mean-
and in terms of protein, it's clear that Gordon has absolutely no idea about nutrition because if he did, he would realize that as long as Hannah is eating some whole plant foods, then she's getting protein because protein is found in all whole plant foods.
Yeah.
Whole plant foods contain all 3 macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbohydrates.
So unless you're starving yourself,
You're getting protein.
You definitely don't need dairy and gluten for protein.
Yeah, and if you want more protein, just eat more calories from whole plant foods.
Or
That's it.
plant foods that are higher in protein,
Exactly.
like beans and legumes and tofu. The list goes on.
I think having started at the zoo, you kind of start to get a different outlook on how animals are treated and the sort of meat that you eat.
Yeah.
I was always careful about what meat I ate before.
So you would eat meat if it was,
Yeah.
probably reared, organic.
Absolutely.
Hannah, so you kind of started to make an ethical connection when working at the zoo.
Yeah,
which
she's
is
thinking, hang on a
fantastic.
sec, I'm taking care of these, should I be eating these?
Yeah. So what you need to realise, Hannah, is that the animals that you're caring for at the zoo there, you're loving, you're treating them so well and you're putting all your energy into them, that is like best case scenario. So would you eat those animals? Because they're treated well and reared well and they're organic? Why aren't you eating those?
And just a little disclaimer here, not that we agree with zoos anyway, they are animal prisons, and if you want more information, we'll link it in the description box below. And we too were once where Hannah was, weren't we?
Yes,
When we
absolutely.
were meat eaters, we started to think, oh, maybe we should buy organic grass-fed beef, and we did, and we thought that we were making a difference. When in actual fact, of course, this is just, we bought into the humane lie, didn't we?
Yeah.
Don't buy the humane lie, because these animals, unless they're killed with hugs and kisses, which we can assure you that they're not,
ain't happening.
they get a bolt gun to the head and a knife to the throat, just like the non-organically, non-grass-fed animals do.
Yeah.
So we're just
Bobby the silverback griller is a great example of what a healthy, balanced diet can do for you.
That is absolutely incredible. Bobby,
There we go. He's having his
Look.
fruit tea now.
fruit tea.
Fruit tea, Bobby. Nice one.
And Gordon, what exactly is Bobby's healthy, balanced diet?
And Bobby the silverback griller enjoys a sumptuous spread of seeds, fennel and curly kale.
They're all plant foods, Gordon. That's where he's getting his protein. It's like a 300-400 pound silverback gorilla. He could break you over his knee if he wanted to.
Eating seeds and kale and
Clearly
drinking
getting enough
fruit tea.
protein. Oh, Gordon, you just hung yourself, buddy.
Honestly, the stupidity burns in this video, but anyway, let's keep watching.
I love the smoky bitterness of chicory, and it's very low in cholesterol.
Here you go again, Gordon.
More nutritional wisdom from the kitchen. It's good.
Here's the tip, Gordon. No whole plant food on earth contains any cholesterol at all. So it's not low in cholesterol, it has no cholesterol.
Hannah's fed up with her unbalanced, boring, gluten-free diet. She may not have eaten meat for 3 years, but now she thinks she's ready to give it another go.
So we've got unbalanced, boring, and gluten-free. Introducing meat. What's the, you're still going to have a gluten-free diet if you're gluten intolerant. It doesn't matter how much meat you have. And there are meat substitutes, so you can make your food as creative. You can basically cook all of Gordon's shitty recipes, if you wanted to, in a vegan, plant-based version. You've got vegan meats, you've got vegan cheese, you've got vegan eggs, you've got vegan everything. So you can put as much variety into your food as you want.
So I'm throwing her in at the deep end with a delicious, protein-rich steak.
Here we go again.
More protein.
How many times we've said this?
protein.
Animals are not macronutrients. Listen up, people. Animals are not macronutrients. They are living, sentient, feeling beings. We cannot further disconnect ourselves through our reductionist mentality of who we're eating and how they end up on our plate. But this is a strategy used very effectively by the meat, dairy and egg industries and their cronies like Gordon Ramsay.
Absolutely.
And Jamie Oliver for that matter.
And the list goes on,
Exactly.
Unless you're a vegan chef, you're part of the problem. Let's not forget the horrific health implications of eating this steak and eating any animal products. As we say in like every single video, 14 of the 15 leading causes of our death are scientifically linked to animal products.
So if we were meant to eat animal products, they wouldn't be killing us. Think about it. It's so logical.
Yeah.
This is the kind of beef, it's reared in Ayrshire, yeah? It's fed on grass in the summer, swedes and turnip in the winter. So it's a proper organic beef.
Who gives a shit what the animal was fed, Gordon? At the end of the day, it had its throat slit, and that's all that matters. We can't justify the murder of somebody based on what lovely diet they were fed when we chose to keep them alive.
Exactly, and this whole grass-fed bullshit that's been spouted by industry at the moment and their puppets like Gordon, it's absolute rubbish because we cannot possibly feed the world based on the current demand for beef on grass-fed beef.
Yeah, you need to watch Cowspiracy.
Exactly.
We'll link that down
There is
below.
simply not enough land on this planet
No,
to
in
do that,
fact,
to satisfy the demand.
If everybody ate the way Gordon is, showing in this video,
We need 3 or 4 planet Earths and we've only got the one. Anyway, even if he's promoting this grass-fed, organic, blah, 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 98% of the animal products come out of these factory farms because it's the only way that these industries can achieve economies of scale. So
it's irrelevant.
It doesn't-
What he's suggesting is irrelevant.
Exactly.
When I did eat meat, I would try and eat organic. I don't like the way animals are mass-produced.
No, and I stand strong on that one, nor do I.
Gordon, we just explained they have to be raised like that due to economies of scale.
And again, Hannah, the treatment of the animal is irrelevant. At the end of the day, they are all murdered, and that's the only thing that we need to think about when they end up on our plates.
I believe that good quality lean meat is a key part of a healthy diet. So I'm hoping this dish will help Hannah back on the road to recovery.
Recovery from what, Gordon? From not knowing how to cook plant foods? What you're doing is you're actually driving her towards disease. You're driving her towards heart disease, diabetes, some types of cancers.
Good on you, you white knight. And it was very strategic, wasn't it? How they shot Bobby the gorilla, the silverback gorilla in the background, and then panned into the beef, basically trying to subliminally get the audience to say, oh, Bobby is as big and strong as he is because he eats beef. Bobby eats plants.
Remember, it was seeds, kale, and fruit tea.
I haven't quite managed to take on the beef.
Yeah, see, I think Hannah's been put up to this. Like, she's clearly very uncomfortable, and if you watch the full video, we'll link that down below, you can see that she's, I don't know, almost like she's being pulled into this.
Of course, these are all staged.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for her.
The chauvinistic bully goes in there and, runs the show.
Are you ready to eat some meat? Come on.
You put the most amazing energy into looking after these animals, so you need protein.
Just ask Bobby the gorilla behind me.
And if Hannah wants more energy, protein's not going to do it for her. She needs carbohydrates, mate. Carbohydrates are the body's preferred source of fuel because the body runs predominantly on glucose. That's what fires the cells of our muscles and provides movement. So you need a carbohydrate-rich diet, not a protein-rich diet.
Yeah, absolutely. A good bit of salmon, do you think? Or something
Salmon
like
works perfectly.
Just not quite ready for the red meat.
Hannah, it doesn't matter what the colour of the meat is. Murder is murder, okay?
Exactly. And Gordon, yeah, salmon works perfectly. What? For who? Because it's full of cholesterol, saturated fat, and animal protein, all of which have been scientifically linked to 14 to 15 leading causes of our death.
So it's not better for the
red
salmon.
or white, it doesn't matter. And
it's not better for Hannah. It's not better for the environment.
Exactly. By 2048, we are facing fishless oceans because we're fishing them to extinction. And what's going to happen when the oceans die? We're going to die because more than 50% of the oxygen we breathe comes from the oceans. So
to wrap this video up, very simple. Hannah, you need to learn how to cook plants, girl. We're going to link a heap of resources down below. We have a meal plan as well you can check out. Focusing on a whole plant foods diet is going to give you everything that you need. Plenty of protein. Go and have a chat to your friend Bobby behind you, and he's setting the example.
Exactly. And Gordon, clue up, buddy.
Yeah.
Spend some time trawling through the website nutritionfacts.org and educating yourself about nutrition. Stop looking like an idiot and stop killing people, animals, and the planet through your misinformation.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Now it's time to hear from you. Please comment down below. We want to hear what you think about this topic. Don't forget to like this video and share it around. And if you haven't subscribed already, you should. Press that button and subscribe.
And remember, until next time, that going vegan is not the most we can do.
It's the least we can do. See you next video.
Bye, guys. What the media should ideally be raising awareness about and what parents should be concerned about is the fact that our leading cause of death, heart disease, is actually detectable in our children and in fact in the womb.